Hey guys, it's Leah. Welcome back. Welcome if you are new, and welcome to my TBR jar picks what I will be reading for October. You guys know I say it every single time. This is one of my favourite videos to film every single month, but October is my favourite month of the year, especially when it comes to reading. So I am so excited to hopefully get cozy and spooky with all of the reads this month. I literally cannot wait. I've made my favourite honey cinnamon matcha in my autumn cup, so I'm literally having a time of my life. Let's get straight on into it. I think I'm going to pick 7 prompts from my TBR jar just to give myself a little bit more freedom outside of my TBR, especially because I'm going to Edinburgh in October. I'm definitely going to want a mood read on my way there. Whilst I am there, I also have some really fun video ideas, so I want to give myself the leeway to read outside of my TBR. So we're going to go for 7. We'll shake her up and I'm so excited. So the first prompt, let's go for this one, and it is book with the same vibe as the last song I listened to. I already know what the last song I was listening to was because I literally listened to it 30 seconds before sitting down to film this. I can literally show you the proof. It was Northern Attitude by Noah Kahan, so I feel like that's perfect because that is quite an autumnal song. I feel like Noah Kahan is autumnal in general, so a book that matches the vibes of Northern Attitude. When I think of Northern Attitude and I think of Noah Kahan, I think of the woods, I think of leaves, stick season. The first one that came to my mind was The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is a proof copy. I've been wanting to read this book ever since I first heard about it. Completely fell in love with the cover of the book. It also has it on the proof copy like a pink little drop. It looks like blood, and I'm just so intrigued by this. It is a literary thriller, and honestly that is all I know. I haven't seen too many reviews, but from some people who I have very similar reading taste to, they have absolutely adored this. So honestly, it is a 5-star prediction. I am not gonna lie, nothing else on my TBR cart is screaming Northern Attitude by Noah Kahan other than God of the Woods, so we're just gonna go for God of the Woods. I honestly was really hoping that this would go on my TBR, so I'm already so happy. If you've read The God of the Woods, please let me know because I'm definitely going into it pretty blind, which I'm kind of happy about, to be honest. But yeah, the first book that I'm going to be reading in October is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Okay, the next prompt, let's go for this one. Oh, one fell, but I have one in my hand. Do I go for the one that fell or do I go for the one that in my... I feel like whatever one, I'm gonna regret a decision here, aren't I? Okay, we're gonna go for the one that was in my hand anyway. I feel like hopefully I won't regret that decision. This one is a book I never heard anyone speak about online. I don't think we're gonna have any on here, to be honest. Oh wait, no, we definitely have a couple. So one that we could absolutely do is The Doll's Alphabet by Camilla Grudova. I bought this mainly because I have said in a couple of videos already how I want to read more Fitzcarraldo editions after my favourite book of the year, which is It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over by Anne Markin. Being a Fitzcarraldo edition, and I feel like so many of their books are hidden gems, I'm gonna love so many of them, so I'm kind of on a mission to read more. One that I saw, I'm pretty sure it was released fairly recently, is The Doll's Alphabet. All I know about it is that it is surreal and it is kind of in the likes of Angela Carter. I absolutely adore Angela Carter. I feel like Angela Carter is also perfect for this season and autumn, so anything like that I'm probably gonna love. On the blurb it says, surreal, ambitious and exquisitely conceived. The Doll's Alphabet is a collection of stories in the tradition of Angela Carter and Margaret Atwood. Dolls, sewing machines, tinned foods, mirrors, malfunctioning bodies. Many images recur in stories that are in turn childlike and naive. Grotesque and very dark. So it's a short story collection. I feel like I'm gonna love it, and it does sound perfect for autumn, so that's definitely an option. And obviously if it's not already a given, I've never had anybody talk about this online because I just kind of stumbled across it on Waterstones, so that's an option. One that I've never had anybody talk about online. I know I'm definitely gonna read this in October anyway because it is so tiny. Girl Math, does it make more sense to just put it on my TBR, so then I'm definitely ticking one off. It is A Swan's Neck on the Butcher's Block by Jenny Fagan. This is another one that I discovered whilst at work in the bookshop. I adored Jenny Fagan's Hex. I read that a couple of years ago. It never left me, and I've never read anything else from her, and then I saw this in the horror section and I was like, damn, tiny horror novella. I honestly don't even really know what this is about, but I think it is one of those books where the narrative is told through poems, which always intrigues me. I absolutely adore a unique narrative, especially if it leans into horror or literary horror, which I feel like this might. And obviously again, it's very short, never had anyone talk about it. I feel like it is slightly going to be cheating if I do pick A Swan's Neck on a Butcher's Block because I know I'm going to get to this in October anyway due to how short it is, and I do really want to read The Doll's Alphabet. I feel like if it is on my TBR, I'll feel more incentive to pick it up. So to be honest, let's just go for The Doll's Alphabet by Camilla Grudova. I am so excited. I don't know what it is about Fitzcarraldo editions that fill me with so much hope, but yeah, I literally cannot wait. If you have read this, please let me know, because as far as I'm aware, I've never seen anyone talk about it. I'm very sorry if the lighting keeps changing in this video. It is so dark and gloomy today, as autumn allows. Honestly, it's the perfect atmosphere to film this, but it does mean that my lighting and the quality of my camera is gonna go tits up. So I'm very, very sorry. But on to the third prompt. Let's go for... Okay, let's go for this one. That one's open. This one is... a Goodreads rating of 4.3 stars and above. I feel like we got that last one. Okay, we are on Goodreads. I feel like the last time that I got this prompt, the fairest way to do it was just to go in order of how I put them on the cart, because obviously that was really random. But I'm not gonna lie, looking at the first two books, I would not be surprised if Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig is above a 4.3 stars, because everyone loves this series. But the first book on the cart is They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. So let's see if that is above a 4.3 stars. Okay, going on to it. No! Oh my god, it's a 3.93. So we're not reading They Never Learn. Two Twisted Crowns. I feel like that is definitely gonna be over a 4.3, but I could be wrong. Okay, Two Twisted Crowns is a 4.44. That is so high. So we're gonna be reading Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. In my last video that I uploaded, I finally got round to reading One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. It was a book that had been on my TBR all year. I really wanted to get to it. I finally read it and it didn't really live up to the expectations that I had for it. I ended up rating it 3 stars. A lot of people though on that video have commented and have said that based on my review for it, they think that I'm just going to prefer this one anyway. Now I am very intrigued. I knew I wanted to carry on with the duology. It's literally one more book and I kind of do want to see where the story goes, but everyone says I'm going to prefer this. So now I'm very intrigued. But yeah, for a book with a 4.3 star rating and above on Goodreads, we are going for Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I was not expecting to read this so soon. Going on to the fourth prompt. Let's go for this one. This one is tiny. Why does it feel like we've never opened it before? It is a literary fiction that fills me with so much joy. Oh my god, oh my god. Book that is on my autumn TBR that I am desperately wanting to get to, at least before the end of the year. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Does that absolutely terrify me? Yeah, to my core I am terrified to read this book. The Secret History by Donna Tartt is one of my favorite books of all time, and I've never read anything else from her, and everyone else loves this. Some people even prefer it to The Secret History. As I said, it's one that I definitely want to read before the end of the year. I said in my autumn TBR also how it's a book that I can absolutely see myself reading like on my way to Edinburgh, and shit, do I go for this one? How many pages is this? Just under 800. Then have Passing by Nella Larson. I definitely feel like this is more of a modern classic, or just a classic, as opposed to just a literary fiction. This is a book that again I've been wanting to read for years. It is incredibly short. I know nothing about this, but I know that it is a book that everybody loves, and I definitely want to get to it at some point. I don't know if it's one that's good for autumn or for any other season, because I have no idea what it's about, babe, but definitely an option. Honestly, other than those two, I think that's it. We could probably go for Homesick for Another World by Atessa Moshfegh, but because it is short stories and I don't really want to do another short story collection if we have the Dolls Alphabet, I'm not even making that an option. I technically then have to choose between these two. This video, this TBR, is an indecisive person's worst nightmare, and I am said indecisive person. But between these two, as I said with the Dolls Alphabet, putting something on my TBR does make me feel like I have more incentive to read it, and because The Goldfinch is one that I want to read so bad before the end of the year, I feel like it makes most sense to actually pick this. Do you know what? F it. We're just gonna go for The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt finally. I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited to finally get around to it. I was not expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so on to the fifth prompt. Let's go for... that one's open, we're not doing that one. Let's go for this one. And this one is pick 2 books and choose the best first line. Did I not say that this TBR is an indecisive person's worst nightmare? Okay. How am I meant to even pick the 2 books? Okay, right. We have a literary fiction, we have a fantasy, we have a short story collection, and we have a literary thriller. I kinda maybe want to add like a romance on there. Go for The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Marina Zapata and The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. First line of The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and yep, is I was going to murder his ass. I would give that a 6 out of 10. And then The Love of My Afterlife, the first line is... that's freaky. Why are they similar? First one is This Cannot Be How I Die. That's a little bit strange. This Cannot Be How I Die, I'd probably give like a 7 out of 10. The intrigue is there, so based on that, it would have to be The Love of My Afterlife, but I cannot believe how similar they were. That was really weird. The Love of My Afterlife, all I know about it is that it is a romance where our protagonist is in the afterlife, and I think like she meets the one or something, but to get with him, she kind of needs to track him down in real life and return to Earth. That could be completely wrong, but that is what I feel like I've heard people say. Just heard the best things about this. So many people absolutely adore it. I equally know that it's now being adapted, and it's probably going to be quite a big adaptation. I am very intrigued. I really hope I love it as much as other people, and yeah, I'm just very excited. And I will say I've been in a massive romance mood recently, which you could say is fun, and it is fun, but not great when we're going into the spooky season and all of my autumn TBR are creepy books. I'm happy to have at least one romance on my October TBR with The Love of My Afterlife. Now we're on to prompt 6, and okay, one literally just fell out, so we'll go for that one. And that one is purple on the cover. So a book with purple on the cover. I can see 2 straight off of the bat. Those are Assistant to the Villain and Monstrilio by Gerardo Simone Cordova, and Assistant to the Villain, Hannah Nicole Mayra. I have heard good things about this, but also mixed things about this. I don't know if I want to read it in October. But Monstrilio has already been on a TBR. I think it was on, not maybe last month's, the months before's TBR, and I didn't get around to it, but it is a book that I definitely want to read this autumn, and honestly in October. Immortal Dark, is that purple or is that pink? No, it's definitely pink, never mind. Again, stuck between 2. I honestly think between these I'm gonna go for Monstrilio. I know, I'm sorry, this has already been on a TBR, but I want to get to it so bad. I am just putting it off because I'm so nervous that I'm not going to love it as much as I'm hoping. This is a literary horror. I've seen so many people say it is absolutely phenomenal. I feel like it is probably going to become one of my favourite books of the year, or at least I'm hoping. It is definitely a 5-star prediction. I know it speaks extensively about grief, which is something that I also love, again, in my literary horrors, so I'm very intrigued. I just hope I love it. We are going to go for Monstrilio. Hopefully I finally, please, I beg, I finally read it in October. And then last but certainly not least, the last book, the last prompt for my October TBR, we are going to go for this one here, and this one ends on an odd number of pages. One that I really am dying to read is Immortal Dark by Tigist Germa. This was a gift from my Amazon wishlist from Lulu. Lulu, thank you so much. You never ever have to get me a book, but I really appreciate it. I've been dying to read this. In her note she mentioned how it was dark academia vampires. Is there nothing more perfect for autumn than that? I have been seeing this absolutely everywhere. Like, everyone is loving it, everyone is raving about it, and I want to get involved with the hype. So honestly, if this is an odd number of pages, I'm gonna pick this one. Okay, and the last page number is 489. Oh my god, the joy! Okay then, the last book that I'm definitely reading in October from my October TBR is Immortal Dark by Tigist Germa. Lulu, again, thank you so much. I absolutely adore you. I cannot wait to read this. This is what I wanted from the TBR, I'm not gonna lie. And with that, here are the 6 books that my TBR jar chose for me to read this October. If you have read any of these books, please let me know what you thought about them. Which ones you think I should read first? Which ones you want to see me read for reading vlogs? I feel like we've got good range. I'm very excited for all of the autumn reading. As always too, if you watch until the very end of the video and you don't really know what to comment any autumn emoji. Feel free to let me know what you want to read in October. I would absolutely love to know. As always, if you did enjoy this video and you are not yet subscribed, I would absolutely love to have you here. Like I said earlier, I have so many fun, exciting videos coming for the rest of autumn and honestly the rest of the year. So I would absolutely love to have you here for them. And yeah, of course, a massive thank you for being here and for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon in another video.